Rebecca, if you could help me make your screen that you're going to share big instead of Darren's for a minute. I just want to cover a couple of things before I introduce Darren. Um, the first one is to let you guys know we have an upcoming event for Next Level Coaching. Next Level Coaching is a coaching program. There are many across the nation for lenders. It started off as an internal program that I was running, and a bunch of our loan officers at Summit continually pushed me to help our realtor partners more by including them. And so we started inviting them to events. And with the help of Marjorie Adam, we developed, and Bradley's helping out a lot, we developed a coaching division of our program. And so we do 2 events a year. Our next event is in May. It's in Dallas. And there is, I think Rebecca is going to either send or share a QR code if you're interested in signing up for it. I think it's $199 for our realtor partners, so we minimize the cost. It's a day-and-a-half event. It's at a location that you fly into Dallas-Fort Worth. The hotel is at the airport. You don't have to get a car. You stay 1 or 2 nights. You fly out. The second day is only a half day. It's pure sharing and learning. I believe that if you're going to get better, you can't learn from someone who used to do it. You got to learn from people who are currently doing it today in this market. And so what we do at Next Level is just organize, get everybody together, put some structure to the learning. And so if you want to find out more, you can email me at jreed@summitfunding.net. You can call your loan officer. They'll give you the information. But we just opened being able to sign up last week. We only have spots for 250 people, and in 4 business days, we have 100 people signed up. So if you want to come, please reserve your spot. Okay, Becca, thank you. If you want to share the mastermind bulletin for Darren next, I'll do a little introduction. So what we do is we have loan officers all over the nation, and I call our best producers, and I ask them to help me find a realtor that's doing really well in this market in their area that is willing to share, because I believe that that givers gain. And so when I find someone like that, then we talk and put together something that we think can help you get more business. So Darren's one of those people. I think he believes in givers gain as well. And so some stats on him is Darren's done 53 million in transaction volume, 173 closed transactions. He did 96 buyer sides and 78 seller sides. So the volume and the units speak for themselves. I asked him to just share his story and share some tactics that you guys can implement. And with that, I want to say this. Darren's not a public speaker, a professional public speaker. I'm not a professional public speaker. None of us are. And it takes a lot of nerve to get up and try to teach for an hour. And I want to tell you, thank you, Darren, for being willing to do that. I really, really appreciate it. Thanks for sharing the stuff that you do that works with all of us. I just want to tell you how much I appreciate that. And with that, I turn it over and I'll be quiet. Thank you, Darren.
Thank you, Jim. No, I appreciate the introduction. Excited to see all you guys. Thank you for joining us. Excited that you guys came to listen to what I have to say for 45 minutes to an hour. So if you've got questions, fire away. I've got just a little bit about me. I do run a real estate team. I got a real estate brokerage. We do a little bit of property management. We got 21 agents, and we do all the lead sources. I coach and train my team every single day. We have lots of meetings, and we just went through everything that I'm going through with you guys this week. So it is what we are doing to get deals in this market today, right now. So if you follow the things that we're doing, we're keeping between 20 and 30 contracts pending at all times. So if you do take action today, you will get results. So definitely keep an open mind. If you take just one thing out of today's presentation and you implement it and you do it every single day, it will change your life. So if you've got questions, implementation on how to do something, feel free to drop it in the chat and we'll get it answered for you. But I got a little presentation, so we'll just start here with, everybody see that screen okay? Give me a thumbs up if you see it. Cool deal. So real estate money making strategies. We're talking about how to make money today in your pocket. We're going to talk about some tactics that's going to generate leads. win your listings and turn listings into buyer magnets. The goal is to get a listing and then get another listing or buyer out of it is what you want to do. And then walk away with at least one thing that you can do that's going to change your business a little bit. It's going to help you get more transactions. And that's my goal for you today. Guess I got to click it. There we go. The playbook. So what do we got to do? If you just done if three things every single day, this is enough to six-figure income plus. So lead generation, you have to generate leads every single day because if you don't have people to talk to, it's very hard to do transactions. Y'all agree with that? It's hard to do transactions. You don't have anybody to talk to. This is a people's business. If you're not out there consistently having 10, 15 conversations a day, that's not just phone calls. That's people on the streets, at the grocery stores, when you're getting gas, when you're getting dinner, when you're getting lunch, when you're with your family. Always be talking about real estate because no matter where you go, you're there and you can provide some type of value to someone. Winning listings. Listings is how you leverage your time, of course. So some of you may be a little uncomfortable with that listing side of a transaction. Get good at it. Make yourself uncomfortable because that's how you're going to learn. The more that you do it, the better you'll get, and the better you get, the more you're going to list. And it's wonderful what you get to that comfort level where you just walk into a FISBO and expired withdrawn listings and you just slam those. That's one of my favorite things to do, and that's how that I built the foundation of my team. So I love listings. And then the third thing is leveraging those listings. So when you get out there and you get those listings, what can you do to get more buyers or more listings off every single listing that you get? So we're going to talk about that today. But if you can just do those three things every single day, you're going to have an unstoppable business that's going to thrive no matter what the market looks like, no matter what the rates are. You'll keep closing deals. So that's what we want to focus on today. We talked about the daily rules, or we're talking to people. So a lot of people are scared to pick up the phone. It's that thing weighs 20 pounds in the morning when you're trying to pick it up, and your team leader or yourself, your coach, someone's telling you to go make some phone calls, go talk to people. But I get it, right? You can tell people to do it all day, but when it comes to it, it's just like this thing weighs a ton, right? So we don't know what to say. We don't know who to talk to. We don't know who to call. We might have a database, but what now? So an easy thing that's going to kind of start your day off for success is to talk to 5 people that already knows you, likes you, and trusts you. That's going to be your past clients you've already sold to. That's your sphere of influence. If you don't think that you have a sphere of influence, if you have an iPhone, or because I'm not sure about Androids, I'm sorry, guys. If you've got an iPhone, go to your contacts, scroll to the bottom, and you'll see how many people that you actually have in your database. No matter if you don't even have a database, if you have a cell phone, then you have a database. So that is, you start your day with those 5 people that do want to talk to you. Start with your mom, your dad, your cousin, your sister, your brother, his family, whatever it takes just to make that phone feel a little less heavy. That's our goal, is we want to just kind of get warmed up. New people as well. So we do want to talk to 5 new people. You talk to 5 old people, that should be your past clients, your sphere of influence, just friends and family, people that will do business with you. And then we talk to new people. That's going to be like my team has lead ponds. So we've got a bunch of ponds that, when leads come in, if they didn't convert, they all go in different categories based on what they're looking for and things like that. So that's where you jump in those ponds and call 5, 10 people there. That's going to be a little bit more difficult of a phone call than your SOI, your past clients, because that's not your friends and family. It's more of a stranger, but at least they've raised their hand at some point and said, hey, I want to look at a house, or hey, I'm asking about this land, or hey, I want to do something in real estate. So that's where we want to go next, is inside their database, the people that's already raised their hand before. And then after we get through them, we can also get through the follow-ups of people that we talked to before. Maybe you've done your 5 by 5 by 5 for 2-3 months, and you've got 20, 30 people that you've been talking to, you've got a good relationship with, but they're just still not, they're not ready. They're not ready to transact. They're still a little bit further in that pipeline. We just want to touch them and check in with them too, because if you don't, someone else is. So I guarantee you that. You have to be checking in with the people, no matter how you feel that you've got that relationship with them. Buy rep, no buy rep. it doesn't matter. If you're not checking in with them, if you're not saying hello at least every 2 weeks, there's a very good chance that you'll see them closing with someone else, and that's no fun. So spend the day talking to 5 new people, talking to 5 past clients, SOIs, and your 5 follow-ups. And how you do that? Not salesy. My team, we don't take a salesy approach. And I've got a few more scripts that we'll share with you a little bit later. But if it's past clients, I'm going to be something like, hey, blank, I've been updating my list of providers. I've got some new contractors and painters that I've added to my list recently. So if you need anything, just let me know. I'd love to send them out and help you. Okay. It's more of a value prop. It's not, hey, just wanted to see if you want to get some coffee and, talk about the market. That's a lot of fun, right? Everybody wants to go do that with you. No, not so much. I got people, like financial guys call me all the time. They want to take me to coffee and sit down and go through the books, but I don't answer their phone call anymore. That's probably how they feel too, right? Provide value. If you're not providing value, that's not a meaningful phone call. So you got to stop before you pick up that phone and think, what am I going to do for them? What can I give them that they don't have today? So we talk about FSBOs and expireds. This is FSBOs and expireds is a good way to have no database, to have no money to spend and still get business. It's pretty much instant business, y'all. It's work, but it's instant business. So you can find leads. FSBOs are on Zillow. That's a perfect portal. It doesn't cost you a dime to get on there. You just simply go to Zillow, go to search, change your filters to for sale by owner, not agent, and you look, draw you a big map around your coverage area. My team travels. We'll go an hour in either direction. So Knoxville to Chattanooga, anything and everything in between, we go. So we run that whole Interstate 75 margin. We will go and work these for sale by owners and expireds. So that's free. You can call them, set the appointment with them. You don't want to sell yourself on the phone. You don't want to try to, hey, I'd love to come list your house. Nah, that's not the magic script, right? Espresso Vulcan 7 MLSs, that's where you'll find your expired data as well. Now, we use Espresso Vulcan 7. We've used that in the past as well. It's a little bit more expensive. Espresso is a little bit more affordable. We get the data and then we start calling them. We text them, we mail them, we email them, we get whatever we can get, and we start to provide value. Book an open house for them. So, if you get them on the phone and maybe they're just not ready. They're not ready to commit to an appointment. If you can't get it, say, hey, well, just tell me more about your process. How's everything been going as far as your showings go? Get them communicating with you. And if they say, oh, it's really not going that great, man, to be honest with you, or oh, we can't get feedback, or they're going to have some type of pain point because everyone does, right? They're not real estate agents. They don't know exactly how to sell the home, right? They just know they want to save some money. That's why they're FSBO. So that's your main objection is, I want to use you, but I want to pay you. That's going to be most of your objection. So how do you get around that? You provide value. If you can lead with value, they will do business with you. They will transact with you. Your expireds are more of an easy. They're more of a slam dunk because they've already listed before and their agent didn't sell it. So why didn't it sell? That's a good question. Is it price? That's usually what we see. It's usually price. Now, sometimes the agent priced it, sometimes the homeowner priced it, but it's usually something to do with price because if it was priced right, everything would sell. At least it should sell, right? So you've got to go in there and be honest with them, give them a good presentation, go through everything with them, and show them the actual comps and be truthful. Sometimes they're still like, hey, we still want to list way up here. I'm like, okay, well, we expire on the market because it's not worth this. Like, show me where it's worth this. And you still will get the listing. Just be honest with them. And as soon as they see that you're being truthful with them and you can show them the data right there, they're more likely to list their home. But even if you don't get it, that's okay. Follow up, follow up, follow up. Because that's where the remainder of people that do decide to list their house, if it's not in week 1, 2, 3, or 4, they will list eventually, but they're listing with that agent that's still calling them every week and saying, hey, how's it going? What's going on? Here's some value for you. Hey, do you need anything today? Hey, can I do another open house for you? Do whatever you can do to stay top of mind and provide value. That's your main goal. Be the local expert. So when you do get those listings, you get out there and you list that for sale by owner that expired or your sphere of influence, whatever that you've got. If you have a listing, we need to leverage that thing. We need to leverage it to the max. So we want to create some video. You can jump on my social media pages at Realtor Darren at Instagram or Darren Miller Facebook. Follow me. Y'all can see all kinds of videos that I've done. Some are good, some are not good. It's just done, right? It's just doing it. We do lots of renovation projects and things like that, so I typically showcase that. But my team's good at showcasing videos, professional videos, or just iPhone videos. But video is king. Just putting your face on camera, saying, hey, check out this new listing. Here we go. Go through the house. Make it easy. Short, minute to 2 minutes, nothing longer than that. They're not going to watch it 30 seconds anyways for it swap, swap, swap. You got 2 seconds to catch their attention. So think of that hook. Are you looking for a? Is usually my go-to. So if you say, hello, my name is Darren, and I would love to show you this, they're gone. You've already lost them. So you got to get good at the hook. If you can't hook them, you won't get that traction. Neighborhood posts. So, especially if you've got Facebook groups, it's a really good place to post in there. So you can say like, hey, my team just sold, 2 houses on the street or 2 houses in this neighborhood. We've got buyers that's looking to be here. Who do you know that's thinking about selling? Things that you can do just inside the neighborhood. You can mail them, you can reach out to them, you can do postcards, you can do door hangers, you can do door knocking. There's just so many things you can do with a listing once you get it. You just got to get the listing and leverage it. That's how you'll turn a listing into another listing, then a listing into another listing, and then the buyer out of it. It just get that thing rolling. It gets awesome. Open houses. That's another thing that we enjoy doing. They're hot, they're good houses. If they're super rural, not so much sometimes. We leave it up to our sellers always. We offer every single seller an open house. If they want to do it, we will do it. If they don't, then we won't. But if they're in town, our average price point in Cleveland, where I'm at, where I actually live, is about 300,000. So if I get anything around, 275 to 350, I'm usually pushing for an open house. And I usually want to do my photos on Wednesday or Thursday, and I'll go live as soon as they come back the next business day, which is typically Friday. Then open house on Sunday is kind of our blitz that we like to do. And we'll call the neighbors. We'll do what's called circle prospecting. We'll run lots of Facebook and Instagram ads through social media, targeting those areas as well, with a link back to our website with information on the house and the open houses. And when you get there, you're going to have a sign-in sheet of some sort, whether that's a QR code. We do like QR codes, or just an old-fashioned pencil and paper is fine too. But if you're doing that, we want to give away something. That giveaway is your secret sauce, because everybody wants a little bit of something for a whole lot of nothing, right? That's just the thing. Everybody wants something for nothing. So they're more likely to give you their actual information if you give them something of value. So just think about that. It can be a $25 gift card. You can do 3 open houses. Say you've got 5 agents doing 5 open houses. You could say, I'm going to select one person from these open houses and give you $25 to whatever. It's a tax write-off, and it gives them something that they'll be able to use in the future, and they'll sign up to put their actual information down because they want you to call them or text them or email them that they won. And then, of course, your goal is in that post open house follow-up. So, open houses, we don't sell a ton at the open house. That's not what the open house is really for. It's not to sell the house, and the sellers are aware of that. We educate them on what we're trying to do is to market their property, but also to market to get buyers for our team. So we want to follow up with them, right? Say, how did it go? What do you think about this one? Oh, it's just, you'll get feedback. It's too big. It's too small. It's this, it's that. Well, great. Tell me more about that. What are you looking for? Now you're into a deep conversation about what they're looking for. Now I'm taking mental notes, and I'm going to send them a video after. Saying something like, hey, it's Darren. Thanks for coming by the open house today at ABC Street. Just wanted to say it was nice to meet you and the family. I know we talked about looking for that next house in Cleveland, about 300,000. I've actually got one that's coming to market next week. I'd love to show it to you. Are you available Monday or Tuesday better for you? Send. And then they'll like, bam, that's cool. They'll usually reach out and be like, hey, I'd like to see it Monday, especially if you've got something that no one else has. That's your value piece. But do have you want a listing to leverage like that. But we typically list 3 to 4 weeks. So, leverage your office, leverage your team, leverage your company, leverage somebody that's a friend, a colleague, whatever you got around you. We got friends that you can leverage. So use that. Circle prospecting's it's not much fun. It's really not. That's probably the hardest phone calls to make. Because you're going to get a lot of data. Data is it's not always the best as far as neighborhood data goes. I haven't found anything that's super reliable that gets you super accurate data about neighborhoods. So when you get that data, you have a lot of people that says, we don't even live there. I don't know what you're talking about, but it's okay. So I prefer to knock it. I like to knock it if I'm going to do, I'll do neighborhood Facebook ads. So I'll actually post like, look at this house. We're doing open house here, or hey, I've got this house and we're showcasing what we've got, and then we'll knock around it. We'll tell them the script. We've got if we've got a listing, we're going to say something like, hey, we've got this listing down the street. We've got who do you know that might be looking to make a move in the next few months or next few weeks? Because people like to help their friends out, right? So especially if you're in a neighborhood where it's a nice neighborhood where people like to live. If you got one down the street, they might have a friend that's about to enter the market, or they want to live in there, so they might can hook you up with that. I've had some really good luck with that script. Same with sellers. Whenever we sell a listing, we'll go back through the neighborhood knock again and say, hey, just sold the house at ABC Street. It sold for this, but we got more buyers looking. Do you know of anybody else in the neighborhood that's thought about making a move? I don't ask them specifically, have you thought about making a move? Because the answer is always, no, I'm not wanting to move. Don't ask that question directly. So, do you know of anybody else in the neighborhood that's thought about making a move? And I've heard, yeah, actually, I've been thinking about making a move. I'm like, well, cool. Tell me more about that. End up listing that one double sided, sold his mama's house and double sided that one. Like $2 million in commission off one door I knocked. It's pretty good. Pretty good. And reverse prospecting, we're targeting the sellers with buyer needs as well. The circle prospecting is effective. I prefer to run Facebook ads and knock. Calling is an option, but it's probably one of the hardest phone calls that you'll make. So that's for the real killers. If you're on the call and you're a straight up circle prospect caller, kudos to you because you're working it. Like I've talked about and said, at least 20 times a day, providing value with your follow-ups, not just calling and saying like, hey, just want to check in with you. How's your home search going? That sucks. That's just a bad script. I know we've all said it, we've all done it. I've done it. I'm just as guilty, but everybody else is saying that too, right? We want to share something with them, give them something of value. Mortgage rates, Mortgage News Daily is a great website that you can use and leverage. I look at it every single day. I mean, it's up here in if you can see my screen, it's tabbed up here. So I'll click up here every single day and I can read some data. I can look at the rates. I can look at the market. And that's my talking points. I can say, hey, they're down 0.05% today. So, I go back in there and say, if I'm calling somebody, I might say something like, hey, Adam, how's everything going today, buddy? And you say, oh, fine. Even if it's just a warm call in my database. And they'll be like, what? Because I'm calling my name. And I'll say, hey, I just want to let you know the rates dropped about, just a little bit today. And, we've got a couple homes that are about to hit the market. Just kind of seeing kind of what your thoughts are. Are you still thinking about making a move the next little bit, or what's your thoughts? And then they'll open up to you a little bit. But I'm leading with value. I'm leading with what I've got going on. Or, hey, I've got something. If it's a seller that I've been talking to and following up with them, you can provide them updates on homes that sold in their neighborhood. We use Fellow for market analysis and things like that. So we got some pretty cool tools that you can use and leverage. Events, we leverage the heck out of some events. We do 4 a year. And that's our go-to. That's the easiest for your sphere of influence and your past clients. It's how you stay top of mind and in touch with them all the time. We've got an Easter egg hunt on April the 12th at 12 to 3. So that's what my agents are calling right now this week. They're calling the entire database and inviting them to our Easter egg hunt. We're going to have 5,000 eggs, bouncy houses, food. It's going to be such a good time. So instead of me saying, hey, would you like to go have coffee and talk about the market? I mean, hey, would you like to come to an Easter egg hunt? Bring the kids, bring some grandkids, bring some family out. Just have a good time. We got bouncy houses, come eat some food, and just hang out with us for a couple hours. It's April 12th. Can I count on seeing you? And then, yes, they'll come. If they don't come, that's okay. I've had lots of people say, oh, Darren, I can't make it. Thank you so much for the invitation. But you know what? I've been meaning to call you. I've been thinking about selling. I've been thinking about buying. I've been thinking about doing something, or I've got a friend that's thinking about something. So you'll make so much money if you just pick up the phone and invite people to something. We usually double to triple the cost of the event just by making those phone calls. It's crazy how much that happens when you're just inviting people to something. Then, of course, your thoughtful touches. So that's something, especially if you're taking good notes in your conversations, if your CRM's taking notes for you or whatever, you can go back and say, well, I know that Sally was having surgery on her knee, so I want to see, how's your knee doing, Sally? What's going on? How's everything going? Or maybe your kids was doing something, or want to celebrate something, or something, something positive, something negative. We can laugh together, we can cry together, whatever. But we're just being thoughtful. We want to touch base, and we're building a relationship on trust. That's how we get business. We're not transactional. My team isn't transactional. We build relationships on trust. We want to build a rapport with everybody that we talk to. Sorry, guys. Kind of messed my screen up, and I guess I tabbed over in a second. I'll fix it. Maybe.
Darren, while you're going after that screen, can I read you a couple of the questions out of the chat screen, please?
Fire away, buddy.
So Marjorie wants to know, what are 3 other events that you hold?
3 other events. So I change them up a little bit. This year we're doing Easter egg hunt, and we typically do that. It's one of our best turnouts. So Easter egg hunt in the spring around Easter. We typically do it a week before, and we partner with the church. We partner with people to do that. So, and this isn't just a client event. This is a community event. So we let everybody come to this one. We do usually 2 client and 2 community. So that's kind of how we space that out. We market it correctly through Eventbrite. We go all out. We got flyers. We're painting the town. It's on social media. We're calling people. We're inviting people. That's number one. Number two, we did a movie. We rented out a movie theater for our clients last year. That was a really good turnout. It's like $800. We partner with lenders. We partner with title, and they pay for half the expense too. So it's even not that expensive. Uh, Always pie for our clients. That's one of my most expensive events is we'll get pies from Costco. They're 10, $15 a piece, but we usually have 250 pies that people will reserve. And we'll go down to Costco, we'll fill up an SUV, we'll bring it back. And right before Thanksgiving, usually the Tuesday before Thanksgiving, we'll put all these pies on the table, and all of our clients will come into the office and they'll get them, and they're all logoed with that. They got our logos on them. They got QR codes on them that you can scan and go right to our website with call to actions included. So this pie is going to be on the Thanksgiving dinner table whenever they're eating Thanksgiving with their families. And then the last one is photos with Santa, and that's right around usually the second Saturday in December. We'll do photos with Santa, have Santa Claus come in the office. That's a community event. Everybody's invited. That's the 4 that we'll do this year.
So Darren, I think Lindsay's question was answered in what you just said, but what are the 4 events you host annually? Are they always the same, or do you ever change them up, sir?
I like to change them up. If we do something that's really good, like Easter, that's a really good one. I'm gonna stick to that one. That's probably our most, that one and pie, those 2 will always be a staple. For that summer event, I've done lots of things. I've done theme parks. This is just for the clients. So, I mean, we do spend some money. We've done theme parks. We've rented out theme parks. We've rented out baseball stadiums. We've done movie theaters. We've done family fun at the park. We bought a bunch of games and just had everybody set up, and we made food and played cornhole and just had a good time together. Had lots of giveaways. What else have we done in the summer ones? I think that's pretty much it. We try to we get something we like and we stick with it, but I'll switch up those every now and then. Then always Santa Claus and pie. So really, I guess the summer one's the one that we play around with. But the movie theater was probably the best one that we've had. So I think we're going to continue that this year.
Beautiful. If anybody, I'm going to give it back to Darren. If anybody has any other questions, please put them in the chat screen and we will get them answered.
Fire away, guys. Love it. So let me talk about some follow up, your value first. I want to, instead of just, hey, I'm just saying hi to you, or hey, let's go talk coffee. Let's go talk about the real estate market. hey, I found something for you. We want to lead with market updates, loan programs. You've got a ton of lenders in here that can give you all the details on loan programs that they got for you. So just leverage with your loan officers, get them to give you the data, let them tell you something cool that's going on that maybe you don't know about. I'm sure they've got some cool stuff that you can tell your clients about that's going to get them excited about the process. SOI check-ins, like we talked about earlier, I'm updating my service provider list. That's not a pushy, salesy kind of conversation. That's not gross. It doesn't feel weird. I like that conversation. It's just, hey, I've got some new contractors I've added in here. Just, I want to make sure that you don't need anything today. If you do, just let me know. I've got this list. I'll send it right over to you. So I'm here for you. Okay, cool. It's just a short, simple conversation. FISBOs and expireds, again, we're leading with value. Focus on helping them, not just listing them. So, usually that script would be, if it's expired, I'm just going to ask them, do you still want to sell it? So I'd say, like, hey, I saw your home come off the market. Do you still want to sell it? Yes or no? And they say yes. Great. I'd love to come and look at it. Can I come out tomorrow, or is Friday better for you? It's whatever. Neighborhood prospecting, we just sold. That's more of a knock instead of a phone call. We just sold, like we talked about earlier. And then your open houses. Those video scripts, those video texts will absolutely change it up for you, because you think those buyers that you're meeting, they're going to, if they're your open house, there's a very good chance they're at another open house. And if they're at that open house, there's another one that's probably going to be at that one too. So you're automatically competing with 2 to 3 other agents like that. How can you stand out? How can you separate yourself from the other people? I can about bet you they're not going to the video text. I can bet you they're not going to follow up like you're going to follow up. That's where you're going to make your money, is in that follow up.
Darren, real quickly, what's the best source you use to gather neighborhood addresses and phone numbers?
Neighborhood, I use Expresso Agent is the source that we use at our team. Expresso Agent, that gets neighborhood data. We've used Vulcan 7 before. It also does circle prospecting. It's a little bit more accurate, I believe, but it's more expensive too. But Expresso it's good enough. It does the job. Any other questions about that? Cool. So what we want to do is we want to take action. We've talked about some different lead strategies that we can commit to. We want to implement one of those. So whether that's open houses, whether that's video texting, whether that's following up a little bit differently, whether that's door knocking, whether that's circle prospecting, I've gave you enough today to make 6 figures every single year for the rest of your life. What you can do is reach out to your lender. I'll send you these slides, and I've got more scripts that I'll also share with you. So make sure that you reach out to your lender partner that got you on this call, and I'll make sure that I get you those scripts and slides. And then take action. I'm not the smartest guy that you'll ever meet in your life. I can guarantee it. I just take action. I'm an action taker. If I tell you I'm going to do something, it's done. I can guarantee you. I do it fast. I don't sit around and say I'm going to do this. I'm an implementer. If I tell you I'm going to do it, or if I get an idea in my head, I'm straight on that idea until the job's done. If I commit to something like putting even time block your phone calls, 9 to 11, that's your prime time. If you're not making phone calls from 9 to 11, put it in your calendar and just do it every single day and watch your income change. Watch how it changes your life. And I think that's what I got for you guys. So that's it. All righty. So what y'all got for me? What kind of questions we got after all that good stuff?
Guys, if you want to pop them in the chat screen or take you off the speaker and hit Darren, that would be great. Darren, I'm going to ask you a question because we have a ton of lenders here on the thing. What can lenders do to help you grow this business? What can we do to help stand beside you and be a great partner to you?
Hey, well, Chris Clark, I think, is Chris on the call? Chris here somewhere. Chris is he's very helpful. So he's came and talked to my team, and I highly encourage you guys to engage with your lenders there, to have them come and talk to you and your team and fill you in and educate you on different things that you can set apart. Chris has came in and gave us a really good presentation on why to buy now versus, even with the rates being a little bit higher the way they are, the cost of waiting. And if you've not seen that presentation, I'm sure that your lenders would love to share that with you. Just get them in there and just be talking to them, communicate with them. They're here to help you. We're all one team together. And if we educate ourselves and we listen to what they have to say, they've got some really cool products that can help you move the needle for your clients.
Once again, guys, Darren is completely open for questions. Pop them in the chat screen, take you off the speaker, and hit him right now.
Fire
Hey,
away,
Darren,
guys.
I got a question for you.
Oh
So,
yeah.
hello. All right. So the 15 calls, which the phone being heavy, yeah, that is exactly what everyone says. So let's talk about the 5 SOI past clients, yes, that you've
Yep.
got your list, then your 5 follow-ups, right? Reconnects, you've got your files of people, your lead trackers, whatever it is. I think what people also struggle with 5 new people. So if you're telling me 5 new people every day, how are you finding, or where are you digging in to tell people what 5 people they should call that are new people?
So we've invested, we heavily invest into leads, whether it's PPC, we do Zillow, we do Realtor.com. We buy a ton of leads. Now, I'm not gonna lie and say we don't. We have a huge database. We got about 50,000 people in our database. So my agents they don't struggle with having people to call because we have a huge database. They just go and start calling every day. But if you don't have a database, you have to establish a database. So what I would do is, you can get leads, you can buy leads, but you have to invest in your business. PPC is reasonable. Typically, you just gotta have the website to get it, and then just learn and invest in that. Or if you don't have the money, that's okay. Just get out in town. Get you some swag, get you a shirt, get you some stuff, and go out and make some friends. Let's go out and make connections. And then also your FISBOs and expireds; those are free. Your FISBOs and Zillow, that's 5. If you just keep expanding your area out until you get your 5.
So someone's asking, and what's PPC, right? So you mentioned PPC is easy, but help them with what PPC is.
Great question. I'm sorry. Pay per click. So pay per click ads, whenever someone is Googling, say that you said homes for sale in your marketplace. If you just Google that right now, you're going to see a link at the top. It says sponsored. There'll be probably a couple of them. There's probably somebody that's advertising in your marketplace. That's where we go. We want to be top of there, and that's just through Google. Average cost per lead on that's about $15 to $17 a lead when you do it right. You just have to, and Google has a great customer service department. You don't have to be super smart to implement this. You just need a really good lead capturing website. So,
I have a question. Can I jump in real quickly? This is Crystal EXP.
Crystal.
Hey, what about for first-time home buyer workshops? Have you done anything like that? I know that this is a market that, it's kind of expensive and that type of thing for a first-time home buyer to purchase something, depending on their income. But as far as workshops is concerned, to get them educated, to know what types of things they need to do to prepare, and in hopes that they will buy from you down the road. So have you done anything like that?
Yep. We haven't done a home buyer workshop in a while. We do, and I'm more so investing because my goals has shifted over time, and I just love to invest. So I'm trying to buy as many properties and flip as much as I can. That's my love. My team and this is my job, but my love and my passion is flips and projects and rentals. So I have shifted more to holding investor focused masterminds and investor focused classes, but my team will we got a nice office, so we'll do events like that at least once every 2 to 3 months.
Darren, a
And the
couple questions.
turnout, I mean, I'm sorry, but the turnout, you think that that's a worthwhile investment? Are you having, are people interested in that type of thing, or is it just not a good
It's
return?
slow. It's slow. You're not going to have to invest a lot of money. You don't have to do dinner. You don't have to do, you can just do waters and notebooks. Like you don't spend a ton of money on that because you're right. It's kind of, it's hard to get people to show up at first. Now, once you get a good traction, it doesn't matter though if you only got 1 or 2 people. That's still 1 or 2 people that's more than you had. And then the next time you have 3 or 4, that's still okay. That consistency of continuing to show up and do it is where you're going to make your money at. Just don't give up and be very active. You want to market it, Eventbrite, Facebook, Instagram, all the socials, LinkedIn, everywhere. Just put it everywhere. Make some flyers, go hand them around town, and just do it. Just stay consistent with whatever you do, and people will eventually show up. But if they don't, that's okay too, because at least they're going to see that marketing and relate you to being the expert in your marketplace.
Exactly. Fantastic. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Darren, a couple questions from the chat screen. What CRM do you use?
So I've got Follow Boss is my CRM in the backside, and I use CRM Interactive in the front side for a website. That's my tech stack.
Okay. Do you have any lead sites or systems that you feel are most helpful to your business?
Yeah, I mean, probably talking about leads, lead generation as far as just paying for leads. Is that what the question would be?
Hang on one second. Let me see who asked that. Katie, if you're still on here, can you
Yeah, she
clarify
said
that,
yes.
please?
So, our best return that we're seeing personally from my team right now is Google Local Service Ads, LSA. So Google LSA, Local Service Ads. We're doing pretty well with those. We've got about 400 reviews. The secret sauce of that is just being, get your reviews, get your, testimonials on there, build a really nice, pretty website, and just hammer down and spend as much money on LSA as you can. We spend, now that's probably about 50 to 60 bucks a lead, but it's almost a slam dunk listing every time. That's our best source. We're about 10% conversion on that.
And then the last one here, Darren, Corey says he's taken his Colorado real estate test on April 8th. Any good tips that you've given your team in finding their niche in real estate?
Yeah, I always encourage you, if you're brand new starting on a team, go leverage and get yourself on a team and get some good education. Because I started on a team. Now I lead one, but I started on a team, and I wouldn't be here today if I didn't start on a team and learn how I learned. But you'll probably want to start with buyers, and you'll find what you like and what you don't like, and then after a little bit of comfort, you'll probably shift to sellers, and then you might like investing, kind of like me, or you might go different ways. I've got some luxury agents, I got investor agents, I've got you'll find your spot, but I would just start with buyers, get your feet wet, learn the process, and then we rock and roll and get moving.
Darren, who is your mentor? Who do you look up to in real estate?
I've had a couple coaches. So I've coached with Club Wealth. I was a coach for them for about 4 years. I'm not coaching right now. Matt Smith in Missouri is a good friend of mine. He's coached me last time. I hang out John Cheplack's group. I go to a lot of events with them, and just events like this, like that you was talking about here at the beginning. Like, go to these events, go meet people, go rub elbows, go make friends, and you're going to learn so much from other people that if one or two people tell you one or two things you learn, you pick up so many things at these events, and it just changes your life. So I encourage you to go make friends at these events. It's life changing.
Guys, once again, feel free to take yourself off of mute. Darren's here. Well, it looks like I want to respect his time, but it looks like we got him for about 10 more minutes. Any other questions? And Darren, while I'm waiting for that, when we get a beast like you, sir, I want to ask my favorite question. How do you get over the call reluctance? You said you call from 9 to 11 every day. How do you deal with that? Because 90% of our students, they know exactly what to call, who to call. They just plain and simply won't.
I know. You just got to do it. It's a job, right? So we think, and I teach my agents this too, right? If you actually thought about this, and how much is your commission check typically, and how much time did it actually take you to make that commission check? Inside of a deal, if you call for 2 hours every day, and the 2 hour appointments, or maybe 4 hours, we're averaging around 15 to 20 hours per transaction per agent, but the checks is much greater than that. I mean, we're averaging 300-400 bucks an hour. So the way I see it is I'm sitting here making 300 bucks an hour while I'm picking up the phone and making calls. So that's my motivation. I'm making money while I'm doing it.
Beautiful. Guys, we still have 10 more minutes. Any other questions for Darren today? Rebecca, while I'm still waiting for questions for Darren, do you got that QR code for me?
I do. I'll share it right now.
Guys, don't forget the event in May. It's the 10X Summit. Oh, beautiful. I got another question here for you, Darren, as soon as I'm done. Don't forget the event in May. If you would like more information, it's May 14th and 15th in Dallas, Fort Worth. We know for sure Marjorie Adams is going to be there. Bradley Hanson's going to be there. Darren, I just texted Clock. I didn't get an answer back. Are you heading out to see us in May?
I just learned about it today, but you know what?
I'm going to give Chris Clock a terrible time. He had to run to go to Jolt, but I'm going to give him a terrible time about that. Would love to see you in May, but guys, there are amazing beasts in that room. And like Darren said, one nugget from one of these top producers could absolutely change your life. So if anybody'd like more information, go ahead and take that QR code. And Darren, are you okay if I leave that on the screen while I ask you some
Yeah,
more questions?
absolutely, my friend.
Alicia
Yeah.
says, Darren, she's one of the top agents in her county, but she wants to keep building. I have a fear of advertising beyond the MLS and listing syndicates like on Facebook and IG that I need to get over. The fear of putting my name out there to a bunch of strangers trolling. Any words of wisdom for me?
What are you scared of? Let's
Alicia,
dive a
if you
little
want to
bit.
take you off of mute, go ahead and talk to him.
Yeah, let's just chat a little bit about that. Just tell me what your fear is.
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am, we can.
Well, I guess I would just say, I mean, there's a lot of weirdos on social media, and I think
Hmm.
that for some reason there's some kind of hold back in my mind as far as yeah, when it comes to like Facebook and Instagram, which is still, I mean, people are still using both of those uh in this area at least. So I'm in Northern California in the mountains, and I just like I don't really, even on my personal Facebook or Instagram, or say, like I don't have any kind of connections with anybody that I don't really know. Just because when the times that I've gotten some weird messages, and it just you know, kind of being a lady in this business and being so far out, like I'm way up in the
Yeah.
mountains. So it's kind of, yeah, any advice? I mean,
Yeah, no, I understand. I've got a lot of females on my team, and I do feel your pain. I don't have to deal with some of the things that y'all have to deal with, and I'm sorry that you have to. We're careful. I mean, we have forewarn. So my agents, if you don't have that, I would talk to your MLS about forewarn just for safety. If you ever feel kind of weird about a phone call and it doesn't seem right, then and you check it out and they've got a history, then that's something to worry about. You want to take a colleague with you, or a family member, whatever that whoever. Just don't go alone, basically.
Mhm.
But you don't want to be a secret agent. Just get out there. Don't be
Right.
scared of being. People will be weird. You're going to get weird messages. You're going to get weird pictures, and it sucks. And I'm sorry in advance, but that's just how weird people are, unfortunately. Um, you could get a follow-up boss number or another dollar number that would, not necessarily give your personal number out. That's, if you're worried about that, I would encourage you to get some type of internet number like that, so it's not your personal number that they've got. That way they can't be blowing you up and doing weird things. But it's just unfortunate, but they're just weird people out there. I say just go, because the business you'll get will definitely overpower the weirdos out there.
Good word. Thanks.
You're welcome.
Darren, Braden wants to know, what do you do for your credit challenge clients?
Oh, yeah, I mean, we've got a large database, and we have different ponds, and they go in the nurture pond. So we've got VAs that will call that database for us as well, and just kind of check in to see how things are going. But we just kind of put them in a nurture program and check in with them.
Beautiful. Guys, any other questions for Darren?